Too much Dana.
The Beyond Beauty cream is absolutely amazing. It moisturizes your skin like no other. It's very high frequency. It smells amazing. It's got...
Yeah, I use this, the Beyond Beauty cream with the C60.
Yeah.
I've used many, many moisturizers for my face. I love this because it's really light, it smells delicious, and it's pretty much food-based, if I'm correct.
It's totally plant-based.
Yeah, and
13 wildflowers.
I was gonna say 13, yeah.
yeah, it's so beautiful and it makes your skin feel silky smooth and kind of gives it a glow. It's my favorite thing
Very
ever.
high antioxidant.
Yeah. It's
Well,
worth
I
it,
use
and you
it.
only need a dab. Like if you do a little bit of C60 and you only need a little bit, that thing will last you a long time. You just need a little bit, rub it on your face, your
Little
neck.
goes a long way.
Yeah, it does.
A very long way. And so worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daryl, I've been using the Beyond Beauty with a dab of your Diamysol gel.
The rose.
I've been using this Beyond Beauty with a slight dab of Diamysol gel to release, to clean off the pain. and
Okay,
the
so
scratch. It's working.
If you
so
have
good.
like brown spots and you use the DMSO gel with a little bit of Beyond Beauty and
Yes.
maybe a little bit of C60, it's just going to take it and go
Yeah.
right in. Okay, so, and also just so you know, the Beyond Beauty facial moisturizer has 30 parts per million silver in it as well.
I was gonna say the first ingredient is the silver bullet gel. I've flipped it over and read it a few times, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, but but for some women, the DMSO gel might be a little strong, so you might mix it with the rose cream.
I personally use the rose cream every day, just that
Yeah.
little bit mixed with it.
And
you
it's
can-
only a small dab. Make
Tiny.
that really known. It's
tiny,
only
like
a
you dip
small
your finger
dab.
in it. You dip your finger in it. You can kind of mix it in the palm of your hand, or dip your finger in and just touch your face like that. That's all you really need. And when I say dip, it's like just the end of your finger.
It's like the head of a pin.
yeah.
Yeah,
You don't need much.
I use a toothpick
You'll
stick.
decide.
A toothpick stick. You just dab it in the DMSO gel or the rose cream, and it mix it with the Beyond Beauty. It helps a lot with that. I can see the brown spots peeling off with the DMSO gel because I've got stubborn brown spots.
Serena, that's the mold.
That's not mold.
Okay, with you, it's brown
Oh,
spots.
mold. Yeah, okay, mold. All right, molding.
Oldie, goldie. No more.
Moldy oldie. I am a moldy oldie, but a fun moldy oldie.
Younger every day. The DMSO gel and the DMSO rose cream, absolutely amazing. The DMSO gel is stronger. Think more for joints.
Yeah. The
Right,
elbow,
because there's-
especially.
It's great at increasing circulation. It's transdermal, so it opens up and pulls the nutrients in. That being said, you want to make sure you have clean skin, right? And you haven't put on any. You want
Lotions
you want plant-based, all-natural lotions if you've had lotions on your skin. But clean is the way to go. Personally, I'll leave my skin open to the air for 10 to 15 minutes before you even put clothing on, just as that extra layer of protection, because it really sucks everything in. It's a potent anti-inflammatory. It is an antioxidant. It is also an antimicrobial. So it's just, DMSO is amazing, and the rose cream gives you that hydrating factor, where the gel, if you use too much of it, you could notice it dries out your skin. So use a little bit and listen to your body.
And the rose cream, doing body work, like she said, the gel more so for joints and things like that, the rose cream for stomach,
Muscle belly.
yeah, muscle belly, things like that. So
Like I said, I use it on my face, that little bit. It's amazing. You might notice the first time you use it on your face, you'll like taste DMSO in your mouth, because it literally, it goes in so fast. That goes away.
Yeah, it's a little bit like oniony. And if
Sulfur. It's high sulfur.
yeah, and if you did a lot of it, it could even be dirty socks. Like,
If you have something in your abdomen and you apply it in your belly button, will it penetrate faster? Or is this not very good?
well, it's going to go. Things are
Right.
going to penetrate the belly button faster. Yes. Okay.
The answer is yes.
Yeah. Do you know how many people are actually oozing out from their belly button? You'll work on people
Yeah.
and they'll start oozing pus out of their belly button. Okay. And that's coming because inguinal hernia is on its way because their bowel's actually rotting out already.
Yeah.
And that's why you get that goo in your belly button. All right.
Ear Clear essential oil. You want to go?
So the ear clear, especially for, okay, my dog had an ear issue going on, so I did some silver solution and let it set in his ear. He always had ear problems, and I let the ear solution set in his ear, and I'd rub it around a little bit, and then I would put a couple drops of the ear clear essential oil. That seems to really calm him down, and you can do that with your kids, you can do that with you. So I don't have ear issues personally, I never do. But with other people that I talk to, a couple drops of the ear clear, just lay on your side for a little bit on a pillow, let it soak in with a silver solution, and just kind of massage it around. And
Maybe a warm compress,
Yes,
just
warm
to
compress.
help open it up. I did it on my partner when he had like a completely closed ear with the gel and just a couple drops, massaged
and,
it, and
open it.
I did a ear clear solution for my granddaughter. She was on her way to the hospital for antibiotics. She had ear pain. Oh, no, pain. I said, and he came home from work and he said, "Come, let's go." I said, No, wait. I heard what was commotion, and it was her ears. So I said, okay, give me 5 minutes before you take her to the doctor for antibiotics. 5 minutes, I asked. I sprayed the iodine on her, and then I put this. I mixed the ear clear oil. I put a couple of drops with the silver liquid, and then I let it sit here, and I just gave her a bit of massage, and then she got up. She said, "No more, doctor." Went off to play on the trampoline. That was it. And then when she jumped, the liquid came off, and she said, "Oh, look, it's coming off. My ear pain or the ear bug has come out." She calls the liquid, the ear bugs have come out. So it was a mild earache, but parents, unawakened parents, first impression is doctor. Because ear infection can cause fever, can cause the fear of having high temperature in a child that's 3 years old. It stays in the background of their head. So he was quick to rush her to the doctors for antibiotics. But a 5-minute ear clear oil and gentle massage with a silver liquid solved it, and she was happy. And I put some bright eyes as well. First I put the iodine to clean it, then I put bright eyes. I said, she's lying there playing, she's not showing any pain. Then I put the oil with it eventually.
Yeah, and there's no wrong way. You can't hurt yourself with it, but if you want to know the steps, the first thing you want to do is you can do 1 drop, but it's you're better off to do just a little, like maybe about 6 to 10 drops of iodine. Put that in, let that sit in there. Okay, lay on the side, put it in there, even a little pool of it. Let it soak in. Let it soak in for maybe 3 minutes. After that, then you can drop in just, if you've got a chronic ear problem, it's going to be taken care of. But you got to understand, most people with hearing problem, it's calcification, it's scar tissue. With tinnitus, it's where the nerve that runs from the inner ear goes to the brain. It's inflamed. And if it's inflamed all the way up to here, it's going to take time soaking. It didn't come overnight.
Massive personal action with everything. Yeah.
Yeah, massive personal action with patience is what's needed.
Patience, yeah.
Okay, and so let's start off with the iodine, let it soak, and then what we'll do is we just need to do 1 or 2 drops of the ear clear. And you can put that in and then put a little squirt of silver bullet, or you could put in the fulvic. I mean, if you've got an ear problem that's really chronic, you want to change your mixture up. And if you had a really chronic problem, then you want to do this 3 times a day. Believe it or not, most people that have a very chronic problem with their ears is usually retired or not working. Okay, so you could do it more often. If you did this 3 to 5 times a day, you know how fast it would heal? If you've got a 20-foot hole, use a 20-foot ladder, not a 2-foot ladder. And so first iodine, and have the person on their side, just 3 minutes. After that's done, put in a couple drops of ear clear, Then you could even, if you wanted, you can use the bright ice like you did, or you can put in just a little squirt of the silver. Okay, you could put even a couple drops of the bright ice, then just a little squirt of the silver. Then you put a hot pack on here, but you don't do that right away. What you want to do if you're a really chronic problem, grab the ear and go around like this 5 to 10 times, okay? And then the other way. And then people that have problems are going to hear all this crunching and cracking and pulling in here. Okay, but you want to loosen that up, warm it up. You'll do it before you put the ingredients in, and then you can do it again once the ingredients are in. Then take a hot pack, okay? I would take a hot pack, like a hot wet towel, and put it over top. Or if you have a microwave, but I wouldn't have a microwave in my house. But the people don't change because of intelligence. But if you have a microwave and you have those bean things, you can heat that up and put it on, okay? And just talking about microwaves, just so I say it, go put your telephone in the microwave. And then I want you to stand away 30 feet and phone the phone. Don't turn the microwave on. But if the phone rings with the microwave door closed, the further you go, that it'll actually ring the phone is how far the radiation goes into your body. So you need to get that they're death machines. And what do most kids do when they put their Pop-Tart in? They put their nose right up to it and they look. They're actually, they've done studies and they've actually damaged their brain with one microwave turn.
Daryl, so even if the microwave isn't on?
It's still, you have to have it unplugged.
I have one in my house because my husband built the house and had the microwave. Never turned it, I've never had it on, but this is interesting because...
You unplug it.
Unplug it.
Okay. Yeah.
Everything is a vibration.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
It's a microwave.
It alters the chemical structure of everything that goes in it.
Well, what it does is it actually heats things up, but now it's mutated everything. Because it heats up from the inside out, not the outside in. And it heats it up by disturbing the actual genetic structure of the food.
Yeah, cellular distortion. Now it creates a white blood cell reaction.
Yes.
Period. So
Yeah, you're
it's
toast.
an invader.
Yeah, it's not good. Yeah. Yeah. But we're not talking about really highly intelligent species here. Okay. All right, let's get back to this. So, the soaking of the ears is going to take as long as it can. If a person could go to a non-surgical therapist and get one treatment and then start clapping it every day. When I had tinnitus and I started this and I started clapping, when I started clapping, the ringing actually got worse for a few days. But then I just kept it up. I don't have it anymore. At one point in my life, when I was younger, I had tinnitus in this ear really bad, and this one slightly, and I don't have it. Never have it anymore. But then I do clap, and I live a different life, and that's it, Okay.
I love eucalyptus. So those of you who like Vicks or something, this is 10 times stronger.
Also, Vicks is made out of petroleum.
Petroleum, yeah. And this goes right into the body. Of course, the skin is the biggest organ. It soaks right in. And, if you have a bad cough, first I put some oil in a wash rag and I'll breathe it in really deep into my lungs. And I'll also wipe it on the back and on the front on the chest. And I'm sure you could also put it on the bottom of your feet.
Yeah, and the amazing thing about all of the Doca Detox essential oils, I was into essential oils well before I found them, but they're all steam distilled and of a superior quality compared to any others. And then it's not quantity, it's the frequency, the amount of times you use it. If you're using it every half hour or every hour or even just 4 to 5 times a day is a lot more impactful, one drop at a time, than it is to use.
If you don't have a nebulizer, you can use steam hot water, cloth over you, a couple
Keep
of
your eyes
drops,
closed.
and it's amazing.
Keep your eyes closed.
Keep your eyes closed. But
Your
yeah,
eyes-
it works great. It in the water vapor.
Yeah, on here, it's amazing.
Because it can
Clears
also.
the lungs. You can hear it just crackles off.
Oh, it can.
The essential oils in the nebulizer, like eucalyptus, can wear out the seals in it. But if you put it in the hot water, just make sure you close your eyes and deep breathe, and it's...
Don't nebulize with any essential oil. His essential oil are too high vibrational, they crack the plastic. That was my mistake. I had to go to about 6 before I realized it's the essential oil that cracked my plastic.
Highest frequency essential oil.
Best thing on earth.
Best thing. If you're dealing with stage 4 inflammation, if it's above the neck, you put a drop in under your tongue, touch your tongue to the roof of your mouth and hold it a minute, 2 minutes. The longer the better. If it's anywhere else, just below the tongue, and hang on to it. It's going to help. And again, frequency is the key. Every hour.
On top, is it on top of the tongue where it helps the brain?
What you do is if the inflammatory situation is above the tongue, you put a drop on your tongue and then you touch it to the roof of your mouth, and it'll just go right up instantly into your upper body. Okay, that's what we want. And then what people will do is in cases of stage 3 and 4 inflammation, or even 2 or 1, they'll do a drop every hour or every other hour like that continually. Drip it in, drip it in. If it's a lower body problem, you put the drop under your tongue and you let it hold. Okay?
So I do this every morning and every night just because, and I have the frankincense, and in the morning I put it under my tongue and hold it, and then in the night I'll put it on a drop on top of my tongue, just because I think it's probably just super beneficial, whether something's wrong or not.
Yeah.
I do it just for mouth health in general. Same deal. And then you can also use it in the belly button after doing belly button therapy. So you're delivering it to all 70,000 nerves that are connected to here, the vagus nerve, and you're just potent anti-inflammatories. We're all exposed to inflammatory situations all day long. So it's amazingly beneficial.
And good after body work on certain parts of the body as well. I believe the pelvic area, Daryl, and the heart are 2 of the spots that the frankincense can be used safely. Because you don't want to put peppermint down there.
It's also great on bug bites. Takes the itch. I've experienced that anyway.
Nice. Okay. So I wear my hair up a lot and it's long, and I felt, so I already have a long forehead. Daryl knows this, I feel. And, but I felt like when I started clapping, and I was putting hair restore like all through my hair though, like I would put it through a couple drops when it's wet, and then I would put some, like rub some here. I noticed like some new baby little hair growth, coming in. So anyways, and I also like the smell of it. It smells really good. So this can be really good for people and men or whatever who have little bald spots. Clap, put some hair restore there, and do it every single day, twice a day.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I had a fall, and I had a bald patch here, and Sage did some work on me, and my hair, he kept pulling my hair off. I said, Sage, I'm going to have no more hair. So I've been clapping. I was clapping. I don't know if you've seen the videos. I had a massive fall, and then I clapped, and I applied this hair restore oil, and my hair came back over time. It's like
I saw
amazing.
the bald spot.
Yeah.
I'm actually super impressed
and
at how
even,
her hair
like,
looks.
More hair than ever. It's fun.
Clapping,
Like,
Avicen, and the hair restore. Clapping in the Avicen.
Avicen, yeah.
Avicen just on its own will increase the hair by 20%. The thickness of it, yeah.
Healthy Mouth, I absolutely love this. It is like, besides the lemon lift, the first one that I got. I had a cavity that I noticed when my daughter was 9 months old. I'm literally going to get it filled on Monday, but using that, the silver gel, and brushing with black gold, it actually took the taste out of the cavity. So I had it 4 years and it never progressed, which to me was phenomenal.
I had a very sore gum last night, and I usually use Healthy Mouth to massage my gum. For people who have weak gums and SPH, massaging the gum is very helpful. Make it your practice to massage your gums with a Healthy Mouth. I usually use Immunity, but I had no more Immunity. I think I loaned it to somebody. I haven't got it back yet. So I had the healthy mouth which I used to brush my teeth with. But last night, I saw this little bit of white canker sore. I said, where did you come from anyway? I did a very deep massage on my gums all around, did my jaw exercises. This morning, no more pain, gone. And so it's a work you have to maintain. Although you think, I'm fine, I'm healthy, but there are some certain parts of your body that you have to maintain the work. And the gums is one of them. I know because I have weak gum from the radiation, so to support it and to keep it healthy. And our gums also age, deteriorate. The health of the gum deteriorates as we age, and that can prevent a lot of loose tooth, holes in your, what do you call it, cavities in your mouth, if you keep massaging that gum and regenerate the health in the mouth, in the gum towards the teeth. It's very
Put a drop of
beneficial.
that with some silver gel.
I do that for my daughter starting when she was like 3.5, and she loves it. If I forget to put it on, because there's a couple times where I was like out of it, she's like, Mom, where's that spicy stuff?
Yeah.
If you feel you have a loose tooth, massage your gum where the tooth is, watch it strength, and then with the Dentigen, it prevents a lost tooth, prevents a tooth to be pulled out. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite oil.
Immunity.
Bring it everywhere you go, especially if
plane.
you travel, planes,
Yeah.
whatever. Yep. Keep that in your.
I'll put a drop in my mouth, especially when I'm traveling, and I'll just put it in my mouth, swish it around, a little bit of saliva, I'll swallow it. I'll put immunity, I'll really lavish the immunity on my throat before I ever go on any flight. Okay, and then I'll do the immunity throughout the flight. One drop in my mouth, swish it around.
Keeps your frequency high.
Yeah, and the thing is that you don't like, I'm not going to get into what they're doing on planes right now and what they're doing to you. But the reality is that I did the immunity and put it on my throat. I put about maybe 8 drops on my throat, and I almost got kicked off a plane just because of the smell of it, right? You know, you could wear perfume, but you can't wear something like this high vibrational. It'll irritate toxic people. So you want to put it, I'll lavish it on my throat, my neck, my chest before I get on now, 10 minutes.
Daryl, I also put a couple drops in my black diamond water with the immunity. As I sip on it on the plane, I'll do that.
Yeah, I'll do that, or I'll use the super cinnamon.
Yeah.
I like the super cinnamon for
Yeah.
that.
Me too, I'm a super cinnamon.
Yeah, and it's nothing, with super cinnamon you can be juvenile diabetic. And you can still take it, it's sweet.
But on the plane though, if I'm thinking I don't want to be, for everything that they're putting in the plane though, I want my immune system to be super high functioning. That's why I'm sure the cinnamon will do the same for you, but
What?
as the immunity, is that what you're saying?
But it's better
Yeah, they work similar.
Okay.
Remember something, all essential oils work similar, they just have different frequencies that relate to different situations, like everything else,
Yeah.
You know? Just like fruit, different fruits do different things, different vegetables do different things, because essential oils are made out of fruits and vegetables. Concentrated, right?
Essence.
It's just a concentrated food. And because they have such a high frequency, that's why they try to give them a bad rap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I love that.
Lavender. Very calming, very relaxing, but it also boosts the frequency. Great for pelvic, non-surgical, or on the breasts.
Temples, I also like to put it in my laundry detergent because it makes it smell better, and I don't use any softeners or anything
Fragrances.
like that, so I like it in there. You can also just spray some, like if you put it in a little bit of water, spray it on your pillowcases and stuff at night. If you have problems with sleeping or anything, it just helps to calm down your nervous system, and so yeah.
For first
I wanna-
time, yeah, sorry.
No,
Okay.
you go.
For first time vaginal infusion users, if you have had childhood trauma, sexual trauma when you're a child or when you're younger, I often do not recommend frankincense for the first time. I recommend this because I've seen how frankincense, the power and the amazing strength of the frankincense evokes some bad trauma when in the past time. So the lavender for me, I recommended that for first-time users. And then as you use, you're more used to the process. Add the frankincense when you're more open and more when you have more release of your stress and your traumas throughout the past, your past. I've seen it help that way. So just a reminder, if you're doing vegetable infusion and it's your first time and you've had difficult time to let go, try it with this first. 1, 2, you can do 3, 4, 5 drops because it's calming and it's soothing and it smells nice. So that's frankincense, but then progress to frankincense later on for yourself because you already had evoke the letting go and the release of your past trauma. I hope this helps.
And men can use lavender, but to use it in moderation as it can affect your testosterone balance.
Ooh. Okay.
I didn't know that. Oh, that's my favorite. My water every day.
I love this in my water every day. 1 drop is equal to the benefits of a full lemon. When you're doing the advanced water fasting, it makes it taste better, and the frequency
You feel like you're eating
it brings it up, and then it's like you're eating because you're getting that essence, but it's not turning on your digestive tract. Yeah, I like it in my daily cleansing tea too. I'll put a
Like I
drop.
was saying about carrying the lemon with you. Yeah, here in Mexico there's no lemons. It's hard to find lemons, so the lemon leaf for me is the next best thing. And it's easier, more portable, right?
And it smells amazing.
Are we carrying this, continuing this lemongrass on, or are you doing it away?
Okay. A lot of the single oils we're actually going to get rid of, not because they're no good, but everybody carries essential oils. And the reality is that we can carry essential oils and they can be high quality, but there's so many people out there selling them. Everybody opts for the cheaper essential oils. So we're just going to be keeping our main blends and that's it. Okay, I don't want to be into everything and doing everything.
Makes sense.
And the reality is to try to get people to understand that when they buy lemongrass from the company Sage or somewhere else that it's been sliced and diced so poorly, it's poor stuff.
You have to get this to know.
So there might be a couple of dollar difference and everybody opts for the other. So I don't want to be in a business where it takes so much to educate someone that,
On the quality, because there's a huge quality difference. Like I started into essential oils at 20, and then I got these, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
There's like no comparison. But again, if you're looking at the price point and that's all you're looking at, like Daryl says, people tend to go the cheaper way, not realizing they're getting an inferior product.
But the reality is we want people to focus on what really matters.
And
I don't want to be focusing on selling lemongrass or eucalyptus when I should be focused on thunder shrooms or C60 or you know, the perfect day daily or just stuff that are really core.
Yeah.
That's not core.
So lemongrass, though, I want to say it was my favorite for my car because I have 2 German Shepherds, and I have like this little thing that hangs on the vents, and I would put my lemongrass essential oil in there, and it smells really nice, and it's also good for bugs.
Yeah. Well, the reality is, Daryl, that you can't get lemongrass grown anywhere in the West. So you supplying it here into the Western world is amazing, it's fantastic. But like you say, to make your choices, right? So if you have any lemongrass oil with you, I find it amazing in the salt scrub. I add it to my Epsom salt in the scrub. It's it gets rid of.
That is the go-to for the salt scrubs. Lemongrass is the go-to.
Yeah.
Or muscle restore for me.
I really like the lung restore. I've used it many times in place of like people know Vicks, but you put that on there and you can feel your lungs open up and you breathe it in. It doesn't irritate the eyes, or I've never found that it does when you put it on your chest, and you feel it work immediately. And then frequency is again the key. You're gonna do it every couple hours.
Yeah, if you have any sort of respiratory infection or anything, you know, put some lung restore on your body in the front and in the back. Under your nose, yeah.
Under your nose.
That's another one, a
We don't
great one
carry.
for the, so another good one for the salt scrub. I add that to the
Do we
oil.
carry that one still?
No more, I think we're not
No
carrying
No,
it.
but for the skin too, I had a friend that used it on her, I told her to use it on her face. She had acne scarring, and in a
Yes.
week she saw it start to lighten, and she went and bought a big bottle of it because she's like, oh my God, I've never seen any. I thought I was going to be stuck with this for life.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, you got to try the Beyond Beauty too, but you can, and the
And you
C60.
can also, on your mouth, drink it with a couple of drops. Moringa is a super powerful plant that we have in Asia and in India, and it's got lots of amazing antioxidants and minerals and essential enzymes in it. It's one of the most powerful. They have it here, but they do not know what to do with it and how to cook it. So I think if you've been to India, they cook with this a lot. They put that in the curries, and the pot. The vegetarians in India call the pot the drumstick. It's their meat version. It's their version of meat for the food. But the pot is quite grizzly. But it's got amazing healing
Health
power.
benefits,
Yeah.
yeah.
For the face, is very good. It's,
Yes.
yeah. Excellent.
Muscle Restore. I like this one post non-surgical.
Yeah.
It's amazing for just bringing up the frequency in the area, assisting your body with that detox process. And yeah, think of it like your A535, but without the chemicals.
Explain A3, whatever you just said.
A535, the heat rub. It's the pharmaceutical equivalent of they're just trying to like numb out the pain. Instead of numbing out the pain, you're raising the frequency and assisting the body with just dealing what's going on and being cleared there.
Nice, okay. Yeah, so non-surgical can be a little bit painful and you can swell a little bit. Just put put a few drops with some DMSO on there every 15 to 20 minutes for a couple hours, and it'll really help to bring down that inflammation and pain.
Oh, I like that one.
This is my favorite in
Yeah.
water. I'm not so much of the lemon, unless my body wants it. Your body tells you what it wants. I really like the orange right now. It tastes really good. It's also good for breasts.
Breast massage. In the course, we do the breast massage for the pelvic restoration. Use the orange burst oil when you do your breast massage every day. It's amazing. It can prevent a lot of scar tissue. It can help. Massage it, talk to it, and give it some tender, loving care. Watch how your breast perks up.
Yeah, the frequency of it. The frequency of the vitamin C. It has orange burst has a very high frequency in general. It's right up there with the frankincense. I find when I use it like for the breast massage, I find it just very calming and comforting, and it just has that at peace feeling that you get when you use it. So it was one of the first big bottles I got along with the lemon lift, because I alternate with them, or sometimes I'll mix the two, like one drop of each, and you get a new flavor.
Yeah, orange burst.
Orange burst, a drop of orange
for
burst and a
drinking,
drop
yeah.
of I'll mix them, or I'll lemon
For
and
drinking,
cinnamon
right.
are amazing together too. You get like an iced tea flavor.
Yeah.
That's great. Arnold Palmer. No.
Pain away. That mixed with DMSO on the joints is very powerful. So the DMSO, a little bit of DMSO gel and a drop of that, using it on the joints. You can also use it on the muscle bellies as well. It's kind of whatever your preference you're feeling with at the time, but you're going to be bringing that frequency up each time you're using that drop. You're also putting your conscious attention and intention into that, which is powerful because you're giving yourself love.
So as a practitioner, you're going to want to carry Pain Away, Muscle Restore, Orange Burst, frankincense. Those are my 4 I carry everywhere with me.
And peppermint.
Peppermint's a good one too. Yep. So you always want it in your little work bag with your DMSO gel and rose cream. Yep.
Yep. Let's keep that one.
The peppermint. This one's really great for, stimulating the areas of the joints. The occiput is a main one because it's a bony area. The neck,
I
bottoms
use it on
of
my
the
foot,
feet.
Yeah, before I go to sleep.
Before you go to sleep, and in the morning before you go to sleep. It helps to relax the body and get you ready for sleep. And then in the morning, it helps to wake you up, get you ready for the day. It has that adaptogenic quality of it. It kind of does what your body needs.
And in hot water. It's very good in hot water.
Yeah, I also will use it when I make like a blended type ice cream with like cashew milk and chocolate. And
Yes.
you just use like a drop and it's
Chocolate mint.
chocolate mint.
That's my favorite.
It
If you have
tastes
a biphone at
delicious.
home- if you have a biphone at home, 5 minutes peppermint oil, biphone, 5 minutes. Watch your energy. That's amazing.
Just all the energy meridians on the bottom of your feet. So you're treating the whole body
And
by
if
doing the
somebody
bottoms
is
of your
though,
feet.
if somebody is a little bit their frequency is really low or they're not well, let's say, you don't want to use too much peppermint on them. So you just want to use a little tiny bit because the frequency is so high. You have to be careful with this stuff with people who are on their way to get well.
It's like one drop, or sometimes just touching the outside of the bottle where it kind of drips. Sometimes that's enough. If I have a headache, I'll put a drop between my hands and just breathe, and you can feel it lift the headache.
Did you use it yesterday, Monica? No. Did you use it for your headache? No, we didn't forget. Oh, you did.
Be cautious with it around your eyes. It burns. That's why I'll do like this. Or you can put a little bit on your temples, but make sure it's back here and not near your eye, or you'll be like crying.
Yeah.
Peppermint is also a great driver. It'll make any other essential oil go in deeper. So one of the things that I like to do with peppermint is mix it 1 drop peppermint, 1 drop frankincense. And in the palm of your hand, you take your thumb and mix it together, and take that thumb and push it to the roof of the mouth and hold it there. And that's going to open up the sinuses. It's going to wake up your brain. It's going to get rid of even a migraine or any pain that you might be having.
Okay.
That makes
Peppermint
perfect
and
sense.
what? Peppermint again. Come again. Peppermint and
Frankincense. Frankincense.
See, I can feel it open up when you put it. You can feel the sinuses open up, so that makes perfect sense. That combining them, you get that like almost with the DMSO being a driver, but doesn't taste great. That's wow.
And it also wakes you up too. You know, if I'm driving and I've been driving for 10 hours and I've got 2 more hours to go, I'm going to use my peppermint. It will keep me awake. It'll keep me alert.
Good.
You know,
Love it.
and just remembering that all essential oils are antibacterial, antifungal,
Fungal.
and antimicrobial. So if you have anything going on, any essential oil is going to address that problem.
It lifts the frequency up, so those lower frequency things, it's no longer the right environment for them. That's where the frequency comes in, and by frequency I mean every hour or a half hour if you need to. It's just
Doing it over and over again. to get
assisting
the
your
job.
body terrain,
Yeah.
because it's about the terrain.
We've talked a lot about the super cinnamon.
The best cinnamon in the
I use
world.
it in my water every day. It tastes. Some people don't like the flavor of it, but I put it in my water, my coffee, my smoothie.
Be careful how much you use.
Just
It's very
one- yeah.
strong.
One
Just
thing
one or
that
two
I
drops.
like to do with the super cinnamon is when I'm on a water fast,
Yes.
I'm going to take a wooden toothpick and I'm going to dip it in the super cinnamon. And now I've got that sweet taste, but it's also satisfying the chewing. I don't know. It works for me.
Cinnamon balances your blood sugar, so it can help balance that glycemic index. So you're not going to get that same crash when you're on the water fast, yet it's not going to stimulate the digestive tract. So it's a very powerful tool. If you're someone whose glycemic index fluctuates a lot, it's going to help keep you steady and balanced, because it gives your body the illusion of sugar, but you're not actually getting sugar. And when you mix it with something that's already naturally has a sweetness, it brings it out.
Anything else?
No, I love
Okay.
it. Anybody has anything to share about anything that we are sharing with? Please come to the mic. We're happy to share your experience.
Yeah, and like I said, I like to mix a drop of super cinnamon with 1 to 2 drops of lemon, and you get a really nice iced tea flavor. Is how
Yeah.
as how I would describe it.
I find it's energy giving. It's very high.
It's very energy giving. You put enough in there and you can have kind of the sweet aftertaste. If you mix it in cold water, it doesn't mix great. You want warm to hot water, and then it mixes in the water really well. That's been an observation of mine, because sometimes if it's in cooler water, if you get to the end and you're like, oh, that's cinnamon, my mouth is on fire.
It goes in my black diamond, super cinnamon with black diamond in my water every morning. That's the first thing I do.
It's phenomenal. It's the best cinnamon that you will find, the true cinnamon.
I think we're not carrying that anymore, right?
I was going to say I haven't
No,
seen it.
We're not carrying that anymore.
Or that one.
Yeah.
Or that one? Does
No,
it carry the
that's
true
not-
essence? I
not
haven't seen
anymore.
it for a while.
Are we carrying those anymore? No more, right? Yeah. This is the most amazing, non-invasive tool and most affordable tool, basic tool in your life. We have a similar version where I mean, there's been claims that this platform is copy, it's not original, this is not their product. It's been around for years. The Asian side, the Taoist people have been using it for many years. But Dr. Darryl Wolf brought it to the Western world to bring awareness of the importance of your belly button, the gate of life and death. So when you get up in the morning, the first thing you do instead of pushing the button on your phone, push this button first. And you find that it will open up all the connection. There's so many glands from the belly button to all the kidneys, the liver, the pancreas, the spleen,
Vagus
all the way
nerve.
up the back. The vagus nerve runs all the way up to your brain for gut-brain connection. It's just amazing. And for us women, we wake up the left ovaries, the right ovaries, the uterus, the urinary bladder, the kidneys, all that powerful for us for self-healing. One simple tool, not even more than $30, I think. So somebody was here for a very cancer healing, sitting in the downstairs, and I walked by and I said, oh, how are you? I said, do you have the belly button too? No. I said, come on, mate. You are healing from some severe inflammation. Your basic tool is the belly button.
Because when you
Climb up the stairs and go get yourself a belly button. Has he got one today? No. How is he going to heal? That's why it's important. If you want to heal, you've got to do all the steps, especially when you have fourth stage inflammation. You don't have much time to wait for some, I'm healing step by step. No. Massive personal action immediately. And then you see the healing. Because you're not 15, you're not 18, you're almost 65. So how much more time do you have to heal yourself? So as practitioners, we have to send this message out to our clients that they need to take simple but quick steps. And there's not much time to take little steps, because like Darryl had an interview with the client. It's important to do the necessary to get yourself right into the healing phase as soon as possible.
you want to put yourself in the parasympathetic state
Totally.
instead of waking up in that fight or flight state, in that sympathetic state where the body is actually creating an acidic pH because you have histamine, adrenaline, and cortisol. And that can happen when you wake up because your mind starts focusing on your problems. You're creating anxiety. Put yourself into the only place
Totally.
where the body heals, which is the parasympathetic state, and start your day calm.
You get your dose of dopamine,
Oxytocin, serotonin,
and
Endorphins.
And also, if you have a pain like under your liver or your sigmoid colon, anywhere, you guys don't just have to use the belly button. You can put it wherever the pain is. Like you can get really up in under the liver, gallbladder, the pancreas, the stomach, whatever, and just really work the area that's in pain. You can get way up under there, and that really helps.
Stimulate the
Stimulating those
area
areas.
and raise your core body temperature by 1 degree if you just have 5 minutes, or if do the full 15 minutes and raise it by 2 degrees, and then you're really creating a more supportive terrain for health and healing, because that extra body temperature is going to burn off more toxins.
And
So
also
you're-
it helps with enema. Before you do an enema, do the belly button.
Get
And in
relaxed
between-
first.
Yeah, in between the flush and the coffee enema, do another one. It helps clear out your system. I mean, if you are spending all that money for coffee enema and thunder shrooms and all that, the belly button tool is so affordable. It's the
Lorraine.
one thing we have within ourselves.
You're going to
Christine has
stimulate
something.
over 70,000 nerve endings, and when you do that, you have more flexibility and more mobility. So if you did a little test, you know, stood up, did a few twists, and just notice where you're feeling the tightness, and then see how far you can touch the ground and how easy it is, whether there's any pain in the back, and then do your 5 minutes of belly button therapy, and then test again. You're going to find that you've got more mobility and flexibility.
And your flexibility will increase accumulatively as well. Because if you're doing a regular exercise routine, you're going to have properly hydrated all of your tissues by stimulating that master button,
yeah.
right? So if you're working on your flexibility, you're going to see yourself progress exponentially faster by spending even just 5 minutes. Like we usually do a warm-up before you work out, have that be the first step of your warm-up because it's infinitely more powerful than just doing some jumping on the spot or walking on a treadmill. It's powerful.
So I use the belly button therapy also before I have a treatment on my hip flexor.
Yes.
Because I find that for me was a really painful area, especially if you have any problems with like abuse or anything like that. It really helped to open that area up and make it more accessible for the therapist to get into. It took me a while, but I just persevered with it. And every time I would do that. And it's made a massive difference.
Totally.
Now I can have a therapist go in there where I couldn't before.
Fantastic.
Thank
And
you.
she's jumping around and running almost, right? You'll soon be
Well,
taking
yeah,
a marathon,
absolutely.
doing a marathon.
Yeah, but it really has. That's one thing that I thought of it months and months ago, and I've talked about it before, and it just works. I just thought, well, I'll give it a go because you know Daryl talks all the time about you know just try something, and I just thought I'm going to try it, and so I do that almost every day. So then when I do have and I make sure I do it before my therapies, always.
Smart.
In fact, I won't go to a therapy unless I've done my belly button therapy, that's normal, and then I've done my what I do on my hip flexors, and I've clapped. I won't go to a therapy unless I've done all those.
Very
Great.
smart.
Me,
Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
These tools are here to help us, and those two tools I think are just the best. They're both relatively cheap, and so you can afford them,
Yeah.
and they're just amazing.
Yeah.
It's really helped me.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They prep your body for healing.
Fantastic.
They do.
Yeah.
And then when you're doing it too, if you notice that there's any tugging or pulling or a little angst somewhere, take it out of the belly button and go to that area. And like Christine was saying, work that area. It's not just for the belly button. And then you're also helping the large intestine to be moving in the right direction and loosening up any stuckness in there.
So make sure no one leaves here without a belly button
Stagnation.
tool or a clapper, right? Make sure.
The clapper is next.
Clapper is next. Here you go.
Right? So you're increasing local circulation, you're stimulating stem cells to get to work, and you're also bringing the stagnant and diseased blood to the tissue, or like to the surface, and your body can now clear it.
Yeah, that's why I love when we go into class and we're clapping the heart and lung meridian. When I first did that and I saw like little bumps and blackness and everything, you guys, that's what's inside your body. When we bruise, that's the toxicity inside our body. And when we're clapping and we're bruising, so anywhere you clap and you bruise, you're getting it out of your body and clearing that out. And it hurts at first, but once you do it for a few minutes, the pain starts to go away because you're bringing that blood flow to the area, and then it'll start to heal, and it's amazing. You can do it forever. I love doing it on my head, neck, anywhere I have pain.
And smile while you do it.
Yes.
The neck, vagus nerve is very, very
Oh, I
opening.
want to say something too about the belly button therapy. I actually, when I do it, I'm looking in the mirror and doing my Braveheart quote. Because it's important, I think, well, I do both of them. I'm talking to myself, telling myself I love myself, honor, respect, protect, forgive, and unconditionally love myself. And then you can add on what other things that you're struggling with, if you're, your value, just anything that you want to. And I like to do that during belly button therapy. It helps me get a couple things done at once as well.
Yeah, that's amazing. Skin brush your head if you want hair to grow where you had lost or where sick, you had done some wolf nose sugar and hair is being pulled off because you did some brain work. The skin brushing, if you try it for yourself, I think it's the best thing. I use that every day before when I go to the beach, so salt scrub, I brush, I clap, I brush, and I salt scrub.
It stimulates your lymphatic too, you guys, so it's really good for that as well.
When
Stimulates
I
the
arrived, I had skin like
and the
like
microcirculation.
crepe paper.
Yeah.
Like crepe paper. My skin was like, I don't know if you've seen my skin. I was like crepe paper. But the brushing and the scrubbing and the clapping has just, I think I have 16-year-old legs.
You do have sexy little legs.
But
I'm
it's
jealous.
amazing.
No.
And the hair regrowth is phenomenal. Use that for your hair. As we age, of course, we will lose some hair. I cannot say enough about the skin brush because brush that breast. Don't forget the breast. It's very important. Before
Yeah, don't forget the breast.
Oh,
Remember the
onto
breasts.
the nipple and around it, clockwise, anti-clockwise the breast, and also brush along your inguinal here for women and the Venus mount brush is amazing. And you can clap with your hands or clap with a clapper, salt scrub it, or go in the shower and wash off. It's wonderful.
The ultimate coffee enema kit.
I like the picture.
I before I had the stainless steel bucket, I had just one of the ones from like the medical aid store, which is like a rubber bag. The stainless steel bucket is way more convenient. Plus, like it comes with this other little end, which that's what I used on my daughter when I needed to do an enema on her, because the ones that come from the store or the medical store are larger, unless you're getting the disposable kits. And then you're being exposed to the plastic, the rubber. This is just better. Ultimately, it is the ultimate liver flush. There is no better way to cleanse the liver. You can do oral liver detoxes as much as you want, and it's going to take years if you get there at all, because our liver is it's got 3 phases of detox.
Stimulates the bile.
It stimulates the dumping of the bile from the gallbladder, which is really important because your body will just recirculate that. So the caffeine and the palmatic acid is really what stimulates the liver to dump through the hemorrhoidal vein into the large intestine, while simultaneously stimulating your production of glutathione, which is a master antioxidant. 700% in the liver, 600% in the large intestine, and then it's also strengthening the hostras by creating peristalsis. So it's toning, it's cleansing, it's also washing away the mucoid plaque that builds up between, which is really what begins to atrophy the large intestine in the first place, because it's getting backed up with, think of it like paper mache.
And like she was talking about her daughter having a fever, even us adults, when we're not feeling good too, go do a coffee enema or the therapeutic vomiting, but the coffee enema, you'll start to feel a lot better because you just have a lot of toxins going on inside your body. Dump them out.
Coffee enema with tummy love is amazing.
What are the extensions, like extra extensions for? I can't think. Is it just
There's
one's for
two.
your anus and one's for your
yeah? There's 2 other pieces that come with it.
for the female. I think it's for the female parts. Give it to me. I'm using it for
I
my
was trying to figure out like.
yeah. I think it's the female part. Try it.
You could.
You can search for it. Yeah.
You could if you want to, but it is meant for female.
Anybody has any questions about the coffee enema? Have everyone tried it, or is there any fear? Anything? We're here, 3 of us. We're seasoned coffee enema-ists.
No, I would just say make sure you have either the black gold, the black diamond, or the tummy love. You do not have to use all 3.
All 3,
You can choose just just one of them, or personally, I use the black gold and the black diamond, right? I use the tummy love before there was, because you're just adding that extra layer of binding the toxins that are being released from the liver, which is important so that it's not being recirculated, especially if you find that your bowels are still sluggish, because it takes time to build back that strength. Like building strength in a muscle takes time.
And if you have no time to make the coffee, do a water flush and put some tummy love in it.
Yeah.
Similar. So tummy love will also clean out. If you don't have time to wait for the coffee to boil, to simmer for 15 minutes, but I'm feeling comfortable. Get the water flush going, blend of structured hot and room temperature water, make it warm. Put some tummy love in it. It works just as beautifully.
On a on a water fast, you're going to do a coffee enema every day, because you want to keep all the toxins that are coming out moving out. You don't want them getting you don't want the large intestine slowing down
And reabsorbing.
and reabsorbing the toxins. So really, really important when you're on a water fast that you are doing the coffee enema. And then if you have any chronic condition, if you've got stage 3, stage 4, stage 2, even stage 1 inflammation, why not do a series of coffee enemas? That's just going to help enhance the liver do its job better.
Decongestion. It's all about decongestion and supporting those excretory organs.
But you do not want to be doing a coffee enema every day for the rest of your life, because now you're going to make it so that your large intestine is getting lazy and it really doesn't know how to function properly.
You want to do like 10 days off, 10 days on, 2 weeks off, or maybe it's 1 week on, 1 week off. Depends what your lifestyle is, but it shouldn't be an everyday
Unless
thing.
you're in a critical situation like stage 4 inflammation.
Yeah.
Then it might be for an
then you
extended
would do it
time.
every
Until
day.
the
Twice a day
inflammation
sometimes.
is gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
3 times
I've
a-
heard
3
you could
times
do
a
it
day
up to
when
you could do
I
it up to 4 times a day if you're in that really chronic state.
Yes.
But then you do, as you notice your energy starts to improve and you're feeling better, then you would take a break, because you don't want to again create that dependency.
Yeah.
If you have any clients who come to you because they've just had post-chemo and radiation therapies, they think they feel good and then they find that they're not, I recommend 4 times a day to get rid of the toxins in your body. Just focus on that, because that's the first thing you want to draw out of the body, the chemo and the radiation drops, the chemo drops and the radiation, whatever, rates, yeah, definitely. Yeah, in this case, the black diamond, you want to go for the top, and the black diamond will draw out all that. When I was doing mine, there was no black diamond, and I had no idea of the black gold either, but I did 4 or 5 times a day just to draw out the toxin as much as I can.
Christine?
So I have a couple of things to comment on. One, every single step of the coffee enema is in our perfect day guides. So it's there. So I just listed it down. It's right there, exactly, every single step, which is really great. That really helped me a lot. But the other thing that I had difficulty with was physically getting onto the floor. You've all seen me get up and down. It's not the best. It's getting a lot better. But if I can do a hot coffee enema, then there's no reason why anyone else in the room can't. Because I was worried initially of, like, when I get up off the floor, which is a slow process for me, am I going to get to the toilet fast enough, right?
Right.
Okay. And I can, and I do that. And you know, the
Christine-
first time I did it, it was like I was on the floor and I was down for like 2 minutes, and I was like, oh, I gotta get up. So I started to get myself up, and I got there in time. And what I've done as well is I've gradually built it up. So I wasn't going, oh gosh, I've got to do 15 minutes straight off.
Yeah.
It went from like 2 minutes, 4 minutes, and I've gradually built it up. And now I can do 12 to 15 minutes consistently.
Also, you guys, you can put a little molasses in there to help, to hold it better because there's what's in molasses? Starts with the P. Potassium. Right?
Potassium, yes.
Also, so I can't say who, but doing the enemas at first was hard on somebody. They were older, they couldn't get up fast. They just put like something like mats and covered them with like garbage bags and even covered a wall that was next to the toilet so that they could, if something did happen, or you could be in a bathtub.
I was going to say the bathtub.
I
can
lie
work if you have
in the
railings.
shower.
Yeah.
I lie down in the shower.
Perfect.
That's the best place.
Yep.
Because
And-
then if you have an accident, you can clean it up quite
Yep.
easily.
Thank you, Christine.
And the liver filters your entire blood volume every 3 minutes. So you get multiple cycles of flushing. And that's the whole 12 to 15 minutes. You're getting 4 to 5 cycles as you're doing it. So it's
So brilliant, this child. This
it's very powerful.
Yeah.
Oh, the Avicin. This one here increases your microcirculation by 67%, and that's more than any other microcirculation or PEMF device that is out there. 74% of your body's circulatory system is the microvessels. They're like a hair and half of a hair in thickness. They feed all your major organs and go throughout the whole body. 26% is your main veins and arteries. So when you do the Avicin, you're actually lowering the viscosity of the blood. So where it gets thick, it's not making it through all those, I like to describe it as the side streets and back alleys through your body. And then you're also increasing the functional capillary density, which is how your body measures age. When your hand goes in and that pad vasodilates or opens up the circulation and the heat goes into the body, it is causing the expansion of all the other vessels. So opening things up, and your body wants to get rid of and radiate that heat. So you're actually exercising the capillaries, right? And it makes them more youthful. So turn back time using this consistently. And for myself, like I broke my ankle and compressed the nerve and had like radiating, pulsating pain. And within 2 weeks of using it twice a day, that was down from like an 8 to a 2. And after 6 months, I really didn't feel it unless I was going down into like a squat, which the non-surgical really rectified that for me as well. So it's very powerful, and
Parasympathetic.
you get into that parasympathetic state as well. So it's putting you into that rest, recovery, repair, heal, while increasing the efficiency of your blood, which is
Sleep
amazing.
problems. If anyone has sleep problems, just sleep with it in your bed.
Yeah, just put your hand in.
Every time you wake up, put your hand in it.
Yeah, you can't use it too much either.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know what the action is called that the capillaries make. I forget what it's called, but when you're young, that pulse or whatever it is something like, I don't know, 60 times a minute. And by the time you're 30, it's like 10,
Yes.
5.
It reduces, yeah.
And I know this because I have the other product that only increases by 30%, which
Beamer.
I'm selling
Yeah.
to get one of these. But yeah, so that goes down dramatically as you age.
And Monica, share what happened with you with your
Oh,
hand.
huh? Oh, yeah. So, I've been diagnosed with carpal tunnel, and there might be a little of that. I don't know. It was probably a personality disorder. But anyways, I kept telling my husband, it's not carpal tunnel. There's something else going on. It's circulatory. And since I've been here, I've been on the Avicin twice a day, and I've had no issues with my hands, no problems with my hands.
Because when she would sleep,
If I sleep on my side, they go numb. So that's not carpal tunnel. That's got to be a circulation thing, right?
It's blockage,
so
yeah.
so.
Face your neck right here.
Oh, well, that too.
Like a brachial plexus.
Okay, well,
Right here.
guess we're gonna get some work there.
That's where here.
Okay.
That's why
Yes.
it goes it down. It's got nothing to do with here.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But it will
Yeah.
eventually.
Cool.
My grandmother has carpal tunnel, and I've been living at her house, and she asks to use the Avicin.
What is carpal tunnel?
It's calcification and scar tissue. I've done Wolf non-surgical on her from her elbow to her wrist twice, and she already has less numbing. And then she uses the Avicen twice a day, and she's not wearing her wrist guards like near as much. She's like, "Can I use your machine again?" It helps so much because it opens up the circulation that's cut off from the scar tissue, and like I could feel like round balls of calcium, and they're right up in the joints mostly at the elbow, and then especially in the wrist. She's 80, but she has amazing results from the Avicen. Yeah.
I had a lady call in, and she had purchased the Avicen and started on the Merigen, both the same time. And this lady was, I don't know, 72. And she had had incontinence since she was 50. Within a week, that stopped.
Wow.
So the microcirculation, when it gets down deep, it actually starts to melt away the crystallization, calcification, and scar tissue, along with the Merigen doing its job, grabbing that displaced calcium and bringing it back to the bones or teeth.
Yeah, that increasing of the body temperature does a lot to melt away what shouldn't be there. You think about it when you're sick and you get a fever, the body's raising the temperature to burn off the toxicity that is accumulated there, and then you get relief. You can do that without getting a fever simply by putting your hand in the Avicen and increasing that functional capillary density. I encourage you to look that up.
Yeah.
So when I first bought the Avicen, my dad had a fever, and I put his hand. Don't do that. If you have a fever, don't put your hand in the Avicen.
It's got 3 temperatures.
Huh?
What happened to him? Went up?
His fever went up. I mean, it came back down quickly, right? But his internal temperature was already high.
He needed an enema.
Yeah, he needed an enema, and yeah, I put his hand in the Avicen. It was a learning experience.
Microcirculation, stimulation in the area, amazing for wound healing. You're getting a 34% increase in the microcirculation in the area. It increases the efficiency of the cells just for healing, which is going to allow them to get rid of more toxicity and take in more nutrients. I love this. When my elbow was sore when I first started doing non-surgical, if I put my elbow under it, it was like good to go.
Yeah. For practitioners, if you're having a practice, a center, they have different colored lenses for different purposes. Look into that for your healing center if you're thinking of having your own practice. Or
either using it on the feet or on the face, pre-treatment, setting the body up to receive.
And light therapy is so healing, and it puts you in a parasympathetic just like the other. Energy medicine is just the most powerful that you can get. So also I bought the fullerene lens, which is infused with C60. It's so good for healing, and I recommend that if anybody that gets a Bioptron gets the fullerene lens as well, especially if you're going to have a practice.
Yep. The fullerene lens is now included. It is the lens on the new Bioptron.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Because my mom bought the fluorine lens to go with it, and I was like, oh, there's 2. So I have 2 lenses.
Oh, nice.
2 fluorine lenses.
Okay.
Yeah, and if you can't sleep, put it to an hour, sleep with it under you.
And open your eyes too, you guys. Like it'll heal your eyes. It can heal your eyes.
I wear my Teslas and just look at it the whole time. I don't see spots at all.
Yeah.
So some people are like, oh, what if you see spots? I'm like, I
just
don't.
Stare straight at it.
Yeah, and you feel happier. You feel warm. I had a client and I just gave her my glasses, and she's like, I just want to stay here all day.
Yeah.
She's like, I think I need to get one because I did a face treatment on her. So she did it before and after, and she'd had like significant scar tissue from a car accident, and I come back 3 days later and she's like, those bumps in my face are gone.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. And with the Bioptron, it is a very powerful treatment. You could stack 2 people on top of each other, and the bottom person would be getting the treatment also. Wow. So it goes through the skin, through the muscle, through the bone, comes out the other side. You are getting a full treatment.
And using it on your animals. Like I talked about my German Shepherd, or my male, he has a little anxiety at times, and I just set him under that light, and he's just like, you know, totally invites it all in. It's very sweet. But yeah, you can use it on your animals too. I also have the sentient element. I had a client who had Lyme disease, and also she had some sort of chemical from water. I can't remember what it was called. It starts with an M. I don't remember what it is. But it was so bad, and she had the shakes, and she couldn't move well. And I had her take this home for a month and do the blood cleanse one, and she said it helped her so significantly. But also with Lyme disease or anything like that, I mean, just anything, it's one of the most powerful PEMF devices. And
there's a guide with all of the frequencies, and it's amplified through a Tesla coil. So it's, if you've heard of Rife and the Rife equipment out there, it's just exponentially more powerful being hooked up to the stronger generator and then amplified through the Tesla coil. And your cells are 70% water. Water responds to frequencies. It affects the cellular structure. So when you're doing this, it's imparting frequency messages on the waters of your body, which is, you know, what your thoughts do too.
Right. Yep. One of my favorite devices here, I also have the vitamin D light. When Daryl was selling the quartz crystal panels, I was lucky enough to get those as well, but I put my clients in front of this, depending on their skin color, anywhere from 30 seconds to 2 minutes, and you know, with no clothes on, and they just do front, side, back, side, and it's the most powerful vitamin D besides the sun. And I like them not to have clothes on, because getting right into the belly button or the nipples or even from the backside is just very powerful, getting in that vitamin D.
Yeah, you need that direct contact with your skin. Tesla's, the fluorine lens is structuring the light. It's going straight into the brain, and it turns the light into healing frequency. It doesn't block the blue light, it transmutes it. So it slows down the wavelength to healing energy. You're getting the yellow, the red, the orange spectrums of light.
Yeah. And infused with C60 as well.
Infused with the carbon-60 molecule. That's the love frequency.
Yeah. So it's very healing to the eyes. So people with eye problems wear these all the time.
Which is a brain problem.
Yeah, which is a brain problem. Yes. Thank you. And so, like for me too, at night, which is the only time I watch TV, which probably isn't the greatest thing, but I do before I go to bed. But those Teslas are with me. I have a pair by my bedside. I have a pair with me in my purse, and I've got 3 pairs that I carry everywhere I go. Those Teslas are extremely important. Night driving, when I'm traveling and I'm very tired, you guys, this is the best thing that I've ever found to keep me awake. It just makes my eyes go like, oh, thank
When
you.
I'm in the city, I will drive with my Teslas on, and then I notice when I'm out on the highway, I don't get the burning in my eyes. I feel like my eyes are 20 again.
Yeah.
Especially with all the LED headlights out there. So I was like, oh, wait, why do my eyes burn at night? This is not cool. It's like oncoming traffic, you're going to watch the line on the road. And then, it reverses the aging in the eyes because it's the blue light burning your brain. So in the city, it's way better. I don't get that like aching feeling in your eyes driving at night. It's great because there's so much light pollution, right? And then watching TV, my phone if I need to pick it up at night. That's why I have the silhouette.
Yeah, and I would wear these all day long too, you guys, but I like my big huge glasses, and if I could get a lens to fit in my big huge glasses, I'd be wearing them all the time. But I love sunglasses, so it's my thing.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure they have custom ones.
I would like to talk to you about that. Okay, perfect.
Can we just backtrack?
They have blue blockers. Forget about those. I've got people in Asia buying blue blockers. They tried both.
Don't work the same.
This is bullshit. And then
transform into a healing light.
Yeah.
Oh, I just wanted to add something about the vitamin D light. I know the last group of practitioners here we're really, really interested in the crystals. Gerald, did you get enough people to order them? No. So we're still looking for, people who are interested in maybe ordering the crystals that are in front of the vitamin D light. I don't know how many more people that they need in order to put the order in, but if you're interested, maybe let me know. And
It's a game changer. You want the crystal panels.
We need 5 more people to want a set, and the set is 18 US.
Plus shipping.
You're paying the cost
Yeah.
on that.
1,800 plus shipping, right?
Yeah, plus the shipping, but we'll be shipping a big group to Canada and then a big group
To the U.S.
if they want.
And like Dana said, it's a game changer with the vitamin D light.
Question? How long do they last?
Forever.
Yeah.
They last
As long as
forever,
until you
yeah.
lose
Until
them
you
or break
scratch them or break them.
Because I've lost 3 pairs. So now I have them everywhere.
He wants to know how long the
do
Teslas
they
last for.
They last as long as you don't lose them. or
I've
break
lost them 3 times. So now I just have a pair everywhere so that I don't take them out of its place.
Dana's got
That's why I
too
do
much
that.
money.
I know.
Yeah.
Looking for a new
Just as
husband.
much with
But
the
this is how much I love myself.
She's worth it.
Tell everybody this, Teslas don't wear out.
No, they don't wear out. Teslas don't wear out.
No, you need to wear them when you're out and
I've had mine for 2 years now. They don't wear out. They're not even scratched. And I only have 1 pair, but I keep them in my purse, and my purse is always with me. So I make sure they go back there. But they're a game changer. Like, I can feel my eyes have gotten younger.
Yeah.
I mean, I
wear
can read
them-
from far away, right, Serena?
Yeah, I can see. I can see all the way there. I wear them for my morning gaze to the sun. In the morning, if I get there early enough and it's not too late, about 7:30, as the sun rises, I go naked eyes, and then as the sun rises and I feel the heat, I put my Tesla on and I continue for another 3-5 minutes, and I find it's very healing. The morning sunrise gaze is amazing. I was short-sighted, was long-sighted, but now I'm perfect-sighted. I can see everything in everyone.
If you're wearing contacts, does that like block the benefit at all? You still get the.
I think you can, especially with contact. I don't know.
I was gonna say,
Daryl,
the light's
if you wear
still-
contacts, it doesn't block, right?
No, it's
if you wear contacts, does it block what?
Like the benefit
benefit.
of the C60 molecule, like is it blocking anything?
No, because the light.
Okay.
The light still goes through your contact,
Yes.
and the light is coming through the fluorine lens. That's where it's changing. It's slowing down, right? The light wave is slowing down, and then you get from the C60, you get that love harmonic that's coming in that heals the brain, that's anti-inflammatory, right? And the frequency. Yeah.
For those who get morning red,
Once you get cataract surgery though,
yes.
and you get a lens put in, you just kiss your result with off. Now that's why you need a vitamin D light. You're not getting the light anymore. That false lens that they put in, it blocks. You'll get some, but very minuscule.
Minimal, yeah.
That's unfortunate.
My mother.
My grandma.
All right.
Smart guard. You're going to be harmonizing the electromagnetic radiation that comes off your cell phone. When you're holding a cell phone and you do not have one of these, your red blood cells actually clump together and stack on top of each other. It's called the Rouleau effect. This is going to prevent that significantly. When you buy it, there's a little card that comes in it that actually shows the radiation and how far it's penetrating in, but really it's affecting your blood profile. I have one of these. I put it on the little tablet that I will give my daughter, and I actually notice a difference in her behavior if she has a device without it versus a device with it.
you want that and her Teslas on.
She has Teslas. She's good. She'll wear them for a bit, and then she'll take them off, and I got to remind her to put them back on, and then she'll take them off. She's like, but they're in my way, or she'll lay back, and
Yeah.
so it's a bit of a thing to keep the glasses on. So I'm like, at least she has that.
Yeah.
There's a difference with both, though. I've
Yeah.
noticed it. The attention and her
Mood.
anxiousness. Her mood, like that thing of like ADHD. Well, it's the
Or they get crabby sometimes and they're looking at it so long. Can I say one more thing, hon? So you know, when people like that are addicted to the Apple Watches, I don't know why I just bought one not too long ago. I'm like, I'm so healthy, I can have one now. So as you can see, I don't wear it, but I liked it because I was like, I would just want to track how many steps I do, right? But anyways, you can put one of these on your watch too. If somebody has to have one of those, put the Smart Guard on your watch as well, and it's gonna.
I had a phone change, and the new phone had not had one of these on, and the old phone had that, and the technician was putting it on, and then I said, okay, I'll try it. I felt like blockage, stiffness in my hand, whereas the other one with that Smart Guard, I had no sensation. So I then realized, shit, this is the real thing. So now I put it on every of my devices, all the 3 phones and the pad, and it's really powerful. And I got that for the kids as well.
We all have cases, right? We all have a case for our phone. If you just stick it in between the
Yeah,
case
it's
and
on-
the phone and
it's on
not
the
stick
phone.
it right on the phone, then the next time you get a new phone, you can just reuse it.
I reuse it. I just super glue it. It tends to
I'm
work.
it's on the phone. I keep all my phones.
Lorraine, do you want to come switch with me? I'm right here.
No, excuse me.
I have to go.
So as long as you're switching. I'm just curious, I've used similar products before. Have you guys tested other companies that make these? Do you know about quality? Is there a difference? Or maybe I just need to have Serena come hold my phone.
Maybe have her come hold your phone. You could douse that. There definitely are mineral substances that harmonize that frequency. So personally, I noticed more from this than I had another one before.
Sure.
I noticed this is stronger. It has more effect because I was looking at that because I was really into grounding. Because when you connect your foot barefoot to the earth, it'll return your blood profile back to normal. Like the electromagnetic radiation that comes off of all electronic devices, it's invisible, but it has a measurable effect on the blood. And we're insulated from the earth all the time. That's where these are even more important because your blood will start to get that effect just from being disconnected from the earth for a lengthy period of time. Plus you're getting it from the lights and everything else. So just being conscious and, you know.
Also, the same company that I got this last one from, they make a plug that you plug into the outlet in your house, and it supposedly takes care of all the frequencies for the whole house. Like that. So I'm wondering if maybe you guys, that might be something great for you guys to look into.
EMF protectors.
Pardon?
Are you talking about EMF protectors? The ones
Yeah,
that plug
you
in?
plug it into the.
Yeah. They work pretty well. I don't think we have one here, but this is as good as because this is what you carry around. Oh yeah.
We have
Oh,
the
yeah, coming
bodyguard
up.
and
Yeah,
the
bodyguard, the
crystals.
house guard. Yeah. Coming up next.
It is coming up next. Look, right there.
There you go.
When I first, I moved into a subdivision close to my daughter, and when I first moved there was no 5G tower. But about a year later, a 5G tower went up, and my grandson, I used to take care of him every once in a while, and when the 5G tower went up, he started complaining about coming to Grandma's house. He said, I don't know, Grandma. He was actually getting agitated. And so when I put the protector in, gone. Gone.
They're radionics crystals. So what they're doing, they're not blocking anything, but it is harmonizing the frequencies that come into the area. So they're not going to have that same tension effect on your blood, because that's what it is. It puts you under tension. That's that blood cells stacking together, so now they're not doing their job properly. They're not picking up as much oxygen as they should. They're not picking up as much nutrients as they should. They're also not clearing the cellular waste the way they should because they're stuck together.
I carry the little one whenever I fly. It helps with my jet lag. I don't get jet lag with it. It's in my hand carry bag, and I always get asked, what is this? And they're suspicious. I say, it's just a crystal, but it's on the plane with me, above my head, and I have this one as well. Beautiful. My husband did not believe me, so I said, okay, try it this time. When he came this time, I said, put that thing that he had on his desk at home, bring it with you, put it in your hand carry bag, and put your pendant on, and then come. He came, no jet lag.
If you have a smart meter on your house, you want one of these for sure, because the smart meter's radiation goes out 20 feet, and it's way beyond what's considered safe. So you want to be harmonizing that frequency, because you can't really get away from it. I mean, sometimes you can call and ask them to change it, and they will, but for the most part, they put up a big stink about it. So you really just kind of got to protect yourself where you can. I know was at my grandma's, and my daughter's chain broke, and the one bedroom is right close to the smart meter, and she wasn't wearing hers, and she woke up and she was screaming that her legs hurt.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, your crystal. And it was downstairs in bag in a safe place because I need to get her things. So we moved out of that bedroom for the night, and my protector was packed away at the time. I actually went and found the box it was in and brought it into the house. But then I got her a new chain, so it was back on her, and we haven't had any issues since. But where we lived before, it was off the house. We were fortunate enough to be on an acreage where it's out on a pole that's over 100 meters away. You're not always that lucky in the city, so being aware of it has an effect. So if you can't explain why something's going on.
But Peter has made these things with a lot more than just EMF protection.
Yeah.
It's got the frequency of the sun, the frequency of the earth, the frequency of water,
The nutraceuticals.
the frequency of vitamin D, nutraceuticals. It's also anti-inflammatory. I had Sharon come over and do a heart release for me, and she came over to my apartment. This is not working very good. She came over to my apartment, and I had made some lentil soup that morning, and it was still on the stove. I hadn't jarred it up just yet. So when I was getting the heart release, my pendant, it was on a shorter chain then, and it had gone, like it was off my chest. And when you get a heart release, there's a lot of inflammation that happens pretty darn quick. And I got up and took her through the kitchen. I asked her if she wanted to take some of this lentil soup home. She said, sure. I jarred it up for her. And just those few moments from getting up, having that release done, and my pendant landing back on my chest, when I moved, she noticed that where the pendant was, there was no inflammation. And sure enough, we took a picture. There was a hollowed spot. So if you don't think these things are active, you got another thought coming. They work.
I noticed a huge difference about my house when I got the protector and put it in it. Just as far as my energy levels were higher than they had been, because I had been kind of in a little bit of a depressed state. So I could definitely feel the frequencies that were coming off of this. It's very powerful.
Yeah. And if you happen to drop your bodyguard, these ones, just get some wire. Wire it up. It still works.
These extend 40 feet, but they are to the person wearing them. These here do the whole household. It's 150 feet for the
It goes
protectors.
like, I don't know, 20 or 30 feet all around the crystal.
Yeah.
And so that would be the protector. The defender,
The big one.
it's more for like 5 acres or a bigger house or maybe a church or an office building, to do the entire office building. And then there's the Guardian, which does acres, I think 120 acres.
I was going to say, I thought it was around the 100-acre mark, but
Yeah.
it's phenomenal, the frequencies. For the gardener, it the frequency in the soil for the bacteria, that microbial profile that helps actually create a lot of the nutrients the plants need.
And then if you have livestock, they're going to be happier. They just are. They're going to be healthier because the ground is happier, healthier. The water is happier, healthier.
Does it matter where you set it on your acreage? Like, does it need to be in the middle?
Depends how big.
You know what? You could just put it in your house because it's beautiful.
Yeah, but I got animals. Will it get the animals outside if it's in the house? Will it get the horses?
You
Yeah.
bet. 120 acres?
I have 20 acres.
It's going to go 120
It's going to go 120, so you're good.
From
it really wouldn't
inside
matter.
my house.
From
Yes.
inside your house.
Okay.
It'll
We are
go
talking about
wherever.
frequency that goes through everything.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no...
And Peter is constantly adding more frequency to this. I remember listening to one of his talks, and he was talking about he added the frequency of the sun that is within us. I didn't know what that was, but I thought, yay, I'm so glad my sun that's what's in me is going to get higher than what it was. So it's just beautiful. All these little things we can be doing.
If you haven't listened to his interviews with Daryl, I highly recommend it. You'll understand it even more, and you'll want to go get it, because he's got an amazing backstory. Amazing. Yep, no, I think we're more or less done. We've done all the energy medicine devices before.
Yay.
That kind of wraps it up.